Today on UI7 Newsbreak, the Native Pride Productions group stopped by campus to educate students about their highly debated culture.
Later, we take a look at the University of Illinois' anticipation of this year's Illini Fest.
And how a talented individual shines during National Autism Awareness Month.
Your UI7 Newsbreak starts right now.
From the Richmond Journalism Teaching Studio, this is your UI7 Newsbreak.
What's good, Illini? I'm Phil Waters.
And I'm Amy Frankel.
The Native Pride Productions group stopped by campus Sunday to educate about their culture. UI7 Newsbreak's Aaron Navarro has more.
Debates over Native American appropriation have long held a place on the university campus. The Spurlock Museum held a showcase on Sunday in hopes of educating the community about true Native culture. Larry Yazzie was a grass dancer at the event and says that historical demonstrations like these are important.
We live in an age now of lots of technology out there. It's a fast moving society, and we have to take that time to remember our ancestors and what they taught us.
The Native performers not only educated through their own dances, but as well as through crowd lessons. The event also featured regalia about the Native grass dance, one move that Yazzie has been doing the past 15 years.
It pushes you and motivates you. I'm a grandfather, I'm 51 years old. To do this grass dance is usually done, by young teenage boys, young men.
Weeks ago, Chancellor Robert Jones announced a series of critical conversations regarding Chief Leinowek. Organizers of this event say they hope it will expose more Native voices.
I think particularly at a campus like this, it's important for us to make space and really bring Native voices into our galleries, into our programs, and have Native people speak to their own experience.
In the meantime, Yazzie and his group will keep speaking and educating through their dance.
It lifts my spirit. It's in my blood.
In Urbana, I'm Aaron Navarro.
Some of you that didn't come down.
UI7 Newsbreak.
You don't have to be a dance major to get on the floor and bust a move. Sheldon Bradford has more on how Illini dance sport is bringing different majors together.
Akshat Puri is a physics grad student, and he discovered his love for dance a few years ago.
I was grading labs sitting in my office one evening, and I saw one of the head TAs who I had known through TA training. He was all dressed up and he was passing by my office.
Before joining Illini dance sport 4 years ago, dance was not something that Puri had even thought about.
I never looked at dance and thought, oh, that's something I can do. I had never danced before this.
One of the things that Puri enjoys is the social interaction that comes with dancing.
Definitely the friendships, like the people I spend about 15 hours per week hanging around with these people.
And behind me, I have Akshat practicing even though his partner isn't here, because the life of a dancer never stops.
Fellow dancer Katie Bolin is no dance major either, but enjoys dancing in her free time.
I saw a flyer for Illini Dance Sport, so I decided to come check it out.
Bolin says she'll be a part of Illini Dance Sport until she gets her PhD and potentially afterwards.
I hope so, if I can find a group who does it wherever I end up.
Puri encourages people to try out dance even if they are unsure of themselves.
Just try it. I mean, at worst, you lose out, a couple of hours of your evening.
In Urbana, I'm Sheldon Bradford for UI7 Newsbreak.
After a huge regular season that included a win at the Big Ten tournament, Illinois men's gymnastics is already chasing another trophy. UI7 Newsbreak's Thomas Polson caught up with the team.
Yeah, thanks, Phil. It's been an up and down year for Illini athletics, but all year, men's gymnastics has been really good. And this weekend, they'll be flipping into nationals.
Last national championship, the Illinois men's gymnastics team is ready for another run at the title. After winning the Big Ten and finishing the regular season with just 2 losses, the team has earned the 4th most qualifying points behind only Oklahoma, Minnesota, and Michigan. But despite the successful season, head coach Justin Spring says his team is not done yet.
That winning a championship can do, can kind of send you down one of two paths, right? You can get content, excited that the season kind of is already an accomplishment, and then just kind of coast, or you can use that as like, you know, it's already been a great season, and why not just continue to just charge forward?
In addition to the momentum from Big Tens, the Illini have one other big advantage: home turf. While the meets will actually take place in Chicago, many of the gymnasts, like senior Bobby Baker, are excited to compete in front of some familiar faces.
The national meet will be taking place all weekend this weekend at the UIC Pavilion in Chicago.
I really like it. So it being in Chicago, obviously my whole family is going to be there. A lot of them don't come out and see gymnastics a lot because they're busy, you know, people got lives. So actually having a crowd for like my last meet, it's awesome. And all the seniors have family coming, so it's big.
But even with the added pressure of nationals, Spring is confident in his team.
Remember what it was like to have to compete for your team for these championships, and it's a lot. So I've been really just kind of pumping in the positivity. And honestly, they've been dishing it right back to me, man. They're excited, they're confident, and they've been crushing. We've been running simulations since Big Tens, and they've been crushing it. They're ready to go. They're in great shape and mentally focused and kicking butt when they need to. So I'm excited for the weekend. It's going to be great.
In Champaign, Thomas Polson, UI7 Newsbreak.
On Friday and Saturday, the Cunningham's Children's Home hosted their 14th annual Festival of Quilts. UI7 Newsbreak's Nicole Chance tells us how quilting is more than just a hobby.
Quilting existed long before European settlers even came to North America. Now it serves as a rich part of our cultural heritage. On Friday and Saturday, the Cunningham Children's Home hosted their 14th annual Festival of Quilts, where local quilter Doris McKinley had one of her quilts on display.
This quilt, it took me 10 months to make from beginning to end, cutting the pieces, sewing them, and then quilting the whole quilt. And I enjoy using these colors. They're 1930s reproduction fabrics, and I'm from the 1930s.
The festival brings in quilt enthusiasts from across the state of Illinois, all for the benefit of a great cause.
The event hosts a silent auction, a boutique, and a bake sale with all proceeds directly benefiting the Cunningham Children's Home.
The purpose of the fundraiser is to help bridge the gap between what the actual cost of care is and what the referring agencies reimburse us. And so we expect about 1,500 people through the door the next couple days. We're on the Boneyard Arts Festival, and so that brings in even more people from the community.
McKinley says participating in the festival always brings her great joy knowing the money is going to where it is needed the most.
I've been coming here for several years and either showing quilts or donating them for the quilt auctions, and it just does my heart good to know the good that the money does for the children.
In Urbana, Nicole Chance, UI7 Newsbreak.
We'll be right back after this break.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Hey guys, today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Give kisses. Look. Give kisses. Give kisses. You heard how loud that was.
I know,
I heard.
I heard. It wasn't you. Yeah. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Bacon.
Families come in all sizes and shapes. Sometimes your friends are your family by choice, or sometimes you're just stuck with Uncle Charles. But what we know is that you want to protect the people that are close to you. But the flu can unravel everything. Your flu vaccine protects you and your family. No matter what draws your family together, protect yourself, protect your family. Everyone needs a flu vaccine.
The University of Illinois celebrates the world of cinema in student and international film in anticipation of this year's Illini Fest. The Illini Student Film Festival wraps up the final details of its film selection as it prepares for the day of the fest on Saturday, April 28th at 11 a.m. at Gregg Hall Auditorium. The festival takes pride in its selection of films representing both local filmmakers as well as filmmakers from across the world. Mark your calendars for a day of cinematic magnum opus.
With people spending more and more time locked into electronic devices, physical interaction continues to take a backseat to its online counterpart. Whether it's a phone, computer, or TV, tearing the masses away from screen has become a daunting task. But Urbana's Adventures in Space and Time proposes a popular new alternative. Adventures in Time and Space brings a thrilling hour-long excursion for friends and family in the form of popular new escape room games. Owner Chris Lukeman thinks that escape rooms are a perfect activity for people of all ages to blow off some steam during their free time.
We'll see everything from like a company outing to a family reunion to a bachelorette party to a kid's birthday party to people coming out before or after hitting up the bars. Like, we really see all kinds of people, and they're playing the exact same games, and they're all getting something different from it.
Journey through 5 different featured adventures with unique twists in every area. Players work together to solve challenging problems as they make their way farther through the storyline to their ultimate goal.
Oh no! She's caught you! She can sense you're here. There's no way you can make it out of here on foot. You have to find the gas can.
It's a race against time as the hour clock forces participants to quickly think on their toes. Friends and family can find bonding through cooperation in solving difficult puzzles and finishing the problems at the escape room in Champaign-Urbana.
This is how we gotta read it. That's what it's saying.
With the rise in video game success, Lukeman believes that escape rooms are a great way to incorporate the challenging aspects of completing video game-esque adventures while bonding with teams, friends, or family.
Video games have gotten popular and are awesome. Like, video games are so good today. But because like screens and Netflix and video games are so popular, people are usually missing that social interaction dynamic, and that's kind of where we step in.
If you're looking for a fun new experience to create some permanent memories or a new challenge to flex your brain power, look no further than Champaign-Urbana Adventures in Time and Space. I'm Phil Waters with UI7 Newsbreak. It's National Autism Awareness Month, and in this week's edition of See You Neighbor, UI7 Newsbreak's Stephen Cohn met a former U of I student who is now a professional pianist and lives with autism.
Charles Smith has won piano competitions in Paris, Italy, and Budapest. He has over 700 compositions on piano. But, living with autism, the former U of I doctoral student makes music because it allows him to tell a story to his audience.
Basically, it's a little bit like a story. Sometimes, most of the time it has structure. Most of the time I love the left and to right mentality. That's how my mind works, left to right.
Smith was diagnosed with autism when living in Chicago at the age of 4. His parents encouraged him to pick up an instrument, and now he loves playing piano and spreading the joy of music.
So, me and Dr. Charles are going to do what he just taught me to play, okay? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
But while Smith is a professional pianist, he can't always get by himself. Luckily, he met Lynn West at the Love Shine Festival for Autism 5 years ago.
We started talking, and I said, "There's something unique about this man." Well, he's just being around him and listening to his music, and then just going out and dancing. Oh my God, there doesn't have to be anybody else on the dance floor. We are out there. There is no way that we're going to miss fun and a good time.
Autism might be a daily struggle for Smith, but he never lets his condition keep him from succeeding.
The thing I need to tell them is, well, don't let it keep you from reaching your goals.
In Urbana, I'm Stephen Cohn, UI7 Newsbreak.
For more of our stories, hit our lines on Facebook.
Or see more of our stories on our YouTube page.
That is all we have for this edition of UI7 Newsbreak.
Thanks for watching. Have a sweet day, Illini.